There is a number that nobody really talks about. It is not $1,000,000. It is not even close to $1,000,000. It is $10,000. And if you have never had $10,000 sitting in your account before, what I'm about to tell you is going to sound strange, because saving $10,000 does not just change your bank balance, it changes your entire relationship with money. It changes how you think, it changes how you sleep at night, it changes the decisions you make, the risks you can take, and the opportunities you can actually say yes to. Something quietly shifts when you cross that number. And in this video, I'm going to tell you exactly what that shift feels like, why it happens, and how to get there if you are not there yet. The first thing that changes is that fear starts to lose its grip on you. Most people walking around right now are one bad month away from a real crisis. The car breaks down and they have to put it on a credit card. They lose their job and they are panicking within 2 weeks. A medical bill shows up and it derails everything. When you have nothing saved, life feels fragile. Every unexpected expense is an emergency. Every piece of bad news carries financial weight. You are always one thing going wrong away from a problem you cannot solve. But when you have $10,000 saved, that changes completely. Not because $10,000 solves every problem, it doesn't, but because it gives you a buffer between you and disaster. Suddenly, a $1,000 car repair is annoying, not catastrophic. A slow month at work is uncomfortable, not terrifying. That buffer is not just financial, it is psychological. And the peace of mind that comes with it is worth more than the number itself. The second thing that changes is that you stop making desperate decisions. This one is huge and most people never connect the dots on it. When you have no money saved, you make decisions from a place of scarcity. You take the first job offer because you need the income now. You stay in a bad situation because you cannot afford to leave. You accept terms that are not in your favor because you have no leverage. Financial desperation forces your hand in ways that cost you enormously over time. Think about how many people stay in jobs they hate for years because they have no cushion to take a risk. Think about how many people accept a lowball salary offer because they need the paycheck too badly to negotiate. Think about how many people stay in apartments, relationships, or cities that are not right for them simply because they cannot afford the disruption of change. $10,000 does not make you rich, but it makes you free enough to say no. And the ability to say no is one of the most financially powerful things a person can have. The third thing that changes is that money starts to make money. Before $10,000, most people are in survival mode. They're paying off debt, covering bills, living paycheck to paycheck, with nothing left over to put to work. But $10,000 is the point where things start to shift. You now have enough to open an investment account and actually feel it growing. You have enough to put into a high-yield savings account and earn meaningful interest. You have enough to start building positions in index funds that compound over time. Here's a simple example. $10,000 invested in an S&P 500 index fund with an average annual return of 10% becomes roughly $17,000 in 5 years without you adding another single dollar. In 10 years, it becomes $26,000. In 20 years, it becomes $67,000. In 30 years, it becomes $174,000. From one single $10,000 deposit that you never touched again. That is compound interest doing what it does. And it can only start working for you once you have something to put in. The first $10,000 is the seed. Everything after that is a tree growing. The fourth thing that changes is that your relationship with work transforms. When you have nothing saved, your job owns you. You cannot afford to lose it. You cannot afford to upset the wrong person. You cannot afford to speak up, push back, or walk away from anything. You are financially dependent on that paycheck and everyone around you can feel it, even if they never say it out loud. But when you have $10,000 saved, your entire posture changes. You know that if things go sideways, you have a runway. You have time. You could leave a toxic job and survive for several months while you find something better. You could negotiate your salary with actual confidence because you are not negotiating from desperation. You could take a calculated risk on a side project or a career change because you have something to fall back on. $10,000 does not make you financially independent, but it makes you financially brave. And that bravery tends to lead to better opportunities, better income, and better decisions across the board. The fifth thing that changes is that your identity shifts. This one is subtle, but it might be the most important thing on this list. When you save $10,000 for the first time, you stop seeing yourself as someone who is bad with money. You stop telling yourself the story that you just cannot save, that it is impossible given your income, that other people have advantages you do not, because you did it. You have the proof sitting right there in your account. And that proof rewrites the story you tell yourself about what you are capable of. Identity is powerful. People who see themselves as savers make different daily decisions than people who see themselves as spenders. People who believe they can build wealth behave differently than people who believe wealth is for other people. Crossing $10,000 is often the moment where the identity flips. And once it flips, it tends to stay flipped. The people who save their first $10,000 almost always go on to save $20,000. And then $50,000, and then more. Not because they suddenly earned more, but because something in their mindset permanently changed. Now let's talk about how to actually get there, because knowing what $10,000 feels like does not help you if you do not know how to reach it. The path is simple, though not always easy. The first step is to find out exactly where your money goes every month. Most people have no idea. They earn, they spend, the money disappears. Open your bank app right now and look at last month's transactions. Categorize them, add them up. You will almost certainly find spending that surprises you, subscriptions you forgot about, food spending that crept up, impulse purchases that felt small individually but added up to something significant. You cannot plug a leak you cannot see. The second step is to set a monthly savings target and treat it like a bill. Not a goal, a bill. Something that gets paid first before anything else. If you earn $3,000 a month and you save $500 automatically on payday, you will adjust your lifestyle around $2,500. It feels tight for a month or two and then it becomes normal. The savings build quietly in the background without you having to make a new decision every month. The third step is to put that savings somewhere it cannot easily be touched. A separate account, a high yield savings account at a different bank, somewhere where you can see it sitting in your regular balance tempting you. Out of sight genuinely does mean out of mind when it comes to savings. The fourth step is to find one way to accelerate it. Pick up one extra shift, sell something you are not using, take one freelance project, cut one expense you will not miss. Even an extra $100 or $200 a month can shave months off the time it takes you to reach $10,000. The goal is to get there faster, because the faster you get there, the faster everything changes. Here's the thing that nobody tells you about money. The first $10,000 is the hardest, not because the math is the hardest, but because you have never done it before. You have never seen your own account hold that number. You have never felt what that stability feels like. So your brain does not fully believe it is possible. But once you cross it, once you feel it, once you see your own name attached to that account balance, something clicks permanently. The game changes. You change. And the version of you that exists on the other side of $10,000 makes better decisions, takes better opportunities, and builds wealth in ways that the version of you before it simply could not. So if you are not there yet, start today, not tomorrow, not when things settle down. Today, open the account, set up the automatic transfer, make the decision, because the best time to start was a year ago, and the second best time is right now.